If you want to achieve financial freedom in 2026, then watch this video.
Marry someone rich. That would be my advice.
In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I achieved my definition of financial freedom. I'll tell you what that definition is, why I did it, what was the inspiration behind it, and the mistake that countless other people make. And so a little bit about myself. I was a chemical engineer. My wife worked in the medical field. We have 2 children. Okay, they're both under 10 years old. And life started happening. I had a great job. She had a great job. Money, wasn't tighter by any means, but it wasn't this abundance, right? I was going to have to work till I'm 60, 55 years old. I have a son that's nonverbal with autism and a lot of medical expenses, and I think those will just continue to go on forever. And so within this point of financial freedom, I realized that I probably need to start investing differently, that maybe 6-7% index funds weren't going to cut it. So I started researching technical analysis, learning technical analysis, learning a lot on YouTube, just like how all you gentlemen and ladies are doing right now. And throughout that, I learned how to trade, and I was able to make money in crypto and make money in stocks. And so then I started my YouTube channel. Talking about cryptocurrency primarily, but I've always been a broad finance guy. I like any way to make money. If it makes money, it makes sense when it comes to me. And so then I created the YouTube channel, and that had added a revenue stream, and I had my little private group, and I also invested in a couple businesses outside. And on top of working the job and everything, I was able to build this up to a point to where the main job of being a chemical engineer was actually taking up more time and costing me money in a lot of instances. If I had a business meeting, I wasn't able to attend because of that. Or if crypto was popping off and I wasn't able to look at the charts and I wasn't able to get in on an investment and miss something like Zcash, right? Something like that. Or even in the stock market, if I wouldn't have heard about Palantir and Nvidia really early, well then, all of those are missed opportunities. And so in life, the one thing we can't get more of is time. And within that time comes health. And that's something I really want to focus on in 2026, is being the healthiest version of Freeman, not just working all the time. But going in 2026, I am what I consider financially free. Now, that does not mean that if I never make another dollar for the rest of my life, I'm fine. That's not what it means to me. It doesn't mean 20, 30 million. And let me know in the comments if you disagree. But what it means is having very limited debt, only strong debt in my opinion, things that are leveraged in my favor, not credit cards and all of that, but things that my money being in a safe investment would make more than the interest payment on that said debt, right? And that said debt is somewhat of an asset, right? It could be my house, it could be a business vehicle, it could be something like that, but it's at a low interest rate and it's not credit card or consumer debt in that sense. And so that's one point of it. And another point is having multiple revenue streams. Well, if one revenue stream fell off or even 2 revenue streams fell off, you would still be good, and being able to have reliable income that is able to outpace what your career was. But I didn't get here overnight. It's a ton of work that a lot of people don't see. People look at people that are somewhat successful and they're like, oh man, it must be nice. But you just don't realize what goes into it. I've devoted the last 2 years of my life, sacrificed time with family that I wish I wouldn't have, sacrificed a lot with friends, to do nothing but work, learn how to trade, learn business, learn how to make content. All of those things. And the good thing is it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. I love finance. I think that the important stuff that should be taught in schools is not. I never learned how to balance a checkbook in school. Now, the age I am, honestly, I've never even wrote a check. It's all either a cashier's check, debit card, or crypto, or wire transfer. But all of that stuff's not taught in school. Even just, you've got a certain income, Johnny. You have a $1,500 income. You want this that's $2,000. Can you afford it? No, none of that's taught. And that's not the fault of any of us, not the fault of me. It's not the fault of you. It's the fault of, the education system. I think what society wants and what society needs, honestly, is a lot of people that want to go to work for 30 years. 40 years and they want to maybe have a retirement. So they put, 6-10% of their income for their entire life into an index fund that might go down 3%, might go up 10%. It's going to average about 7%. When they retire, they will probably retire a millionaire, Now that millionaire status in 30 years does not have the buying power that it has now. And also, when you get to retirement age, you're already on the third trip. You're on the third leg. You're in the 7th inning, maybe the 8th inning. Average life expectancy is what, 60 or 73 for men, 78, 79 for women. And with the stress that, working your whole life has, it probably doesn't help. And so my entire goal for this was not to, increase my lifestyle. And I'll talk about how easy that is to do. But I maybe want to increase my lifestyle from the way that I was to maybe 20%, 25%. Nothing crazy though. The problem that people have is, say they were making $100,000, as the family is making $100,000, which is actually above the median income for a household family in the United States, right? And with the price of everything, it still feels tight. But let's just say $100,000, right? And say then somebody starts making $400,000 and they go buy a house that's triple the cost, and they go out and buy all these watches and jewelry and Birkin bags and all this stuff. Next thing you know, what they are spending compared to what they make is the same or worse than it was when they were working an average job. And so that's not smart at all. The point in trying to get financially free is knowing that you have a somewhat modest lifestyle, right? I'm not saying a poor lifestyle. I'm saying a good lifestyle, but maybe you don't get Birkin bags all the time, or maybe you're not buying a brand new watch all the time, right? This is not things that people do until they reach this huge other tier. And it's a very slippery slope to get on. And I'll talk about that in a second. But, slightly increasing the lifestyle, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 10xing the income. Because if you have a down year, say you're heavily in crypto, someone like I am, and you have a down year, or someone that's heavily in stock market, if we were to go into a recession, then you're all eggs in one basket. But if you have multiple revenue streams, and on top of that, you have lived so much beneath your means relative to your income, that you can afford to take a down year. You can afford to take, a down 6 months without, being stressed out to the core. But once people start making money, it's very easy to have this drive for more, right? You're looking online and, if I ever bought my wife like a $2,000, $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag, it was the hugest thing at the time. But now, gosh, man, these people got these Birkin bags. They're like 25, 30 grand, Or for instance, I've always liked watches. I wore a Casio for a long time. Then when I had, a job, I got like a $600 Tissot watch that I wore for years. And now I have splurged and got a couple watches, but, then you start getting in it. You're like, man, Rolex is nice, but you know what's really nice? Patek. That's like really nice, right? And now you're talking about 4 or 5 times the price. Or you start saying, gosh, Patek is nice, but Richard Mille, man, that's $250,000. That's more than I paid for my first house. Like, that's crazy to me. My point is not, I don't want to live a crazy lifestyle, nothing like that. I want to work for myself, which does not mean work less. It means probably work more. But I guarantee you I'll be a better dad because of it. I'll be a better husband because of it. And I'm going to focus on, getting in the gym, working out, more stuff like that. When I've been working so much, I really haven't had time for the gym much. I have been eating pretty good. But, overall, it's just more of a balance, And I think a lot of people see these 21-year-old kids online that are living in Puerto Rico or something, and they got all these cars and they got all these different, women in the house all the time. And, they won't even want that when they're 40 or when they're 30, and I'm a long ways from 40, guys. I'm barely 30. So, but, the point is that shouldn't be the goal, It should be just living a good life, where you're able to have different income streams, whether that's from investing, whether that's from a business, or if you decide to work a regular job, just excelling at that. And I think when it comes to making a business, your real job, your first job, your career, whatever you decide to do, that is a skill set that you should learn how to change it, and work it for yourself. And we're at a time where we're seeing artificial intelligence and all of, this technology and this fear of it replacing jobs and stuff. And that might happen. But what it's not going to come for a long time is replacing these. You know, if you can learn a craft with these, whether that is a plumber, you know, a welder, a pipe fitter, any of that, any job that is a skill set, a craft that you do with your hands, you know, which is the opposite of like entry-level accounting or any of this, or even entry-level programmer, you know, all of that kind of stuff could be wiped out. By having a skill set that's leverageable, that's not going to be replaced within our lifetime, and being able to, you know, bring that into a business and bring value to people. That's what it's all about. How can you as a person bring more value to the world than you could working for somebody else? Because that's what everything is. You've got so much money in the world, and how much value or positive production you can bring into the world, you are going to be paid a relative amount of that. You know, people that are able to solve artificial intelligence or going to the moon or making electric cars, obviously they're going to be the ones that get the bigger piece of that pie. And so just learning how to learn a skill set and go into that and be able to branch it into a business. And then when that business is making money, invest it into other things that your money can make money for you, that you're not even worried about it. You know, if somebody was to be able to work up to, let's just say, $5 million a year, okay, at a 5% return on the money, that's $250,000 a year. Guys, I think you could be okay on $250,000 a year, you know, and 5 million is very hard to get up to. You know, don't believe any of these people that are, I mean, there is people making 10, 20, 30 million a year, and, you know, even 10 million a month or more than that for billionaires. But that's a small subset of people, you know, but there's even a small subset of people, you know, larger than that, but smaller, that are able to make, you know, between $250,000 and $1 million a year, you know. And if they went out and had a crazy lifestyle and tried to have a private jet, it wouldn't last long at all. But if you're able to get to that echelon of income status, of bracket, from hard work, then if you're able to achieve that, then guys, you've got it made. You've got it made, and it's not as far away from you that you think it is. Now, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to take discipline. It might not come as quick as you want it to come, and it might come hard. Your wife might not even understand it if you're working all the time. You know, you might have to sacrifice some things, or maybe that's not for you, and maybe you want to work, you know, a 9 to 5 till you're 55, 60 and retire. That's perfectly fine. But if you answer the latter, I doubt you made it this late in the video. But guys, this is just my journey. I'm going to start making more of these personalized videos. I know the Finance Freeman Discord, they understand me. I talk a lot more in there. But like this kind of video, I'm normally reviewing stuff. But we're going to start doing this. We're going to start doing live streams, guys. Happy New Year to everyone. If you're watching this later in 2026, I know you can do it. Update me with your status in the comments. I love you all.